last week, the last week in October. So let's make it a good one, everybody. And I appreciate you starting off that final week in October with me. So be sure to hit that subscribe button so you get notified every time I'm here live on Hurrdat's YouTube, which is 3 p.m. Eastern every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And we're going to jump right into it. Today, we're just going to, last week I just wanted to celebrate Meredith Marks and give her flowers. We're doing something similar this week, except it's going to be with Stacey from Real Housewives of Potomac. I'll tell you why. Also want to talk about Stacey and Wendy, their friendship, and some comments, actually not even some comments, just one comment that Stacey made on Watch What Happens Live Sunday night that made me go, And then also the Real Housewives of London, they're kind of setting the bar high. They're kind of changing the game. We're going to talk about that. So let's get started. I hope y'all's weekend was lovely. Tell me about it. I hope something good happened to you. And I hope that wherever you are right now, it's better than the weather than where I'm coming to you from. I'm in Charlotte and it is cold. It is dreary. I feel like Heather Thompson outside Sonia's townhouse in the freezing cold. Every time I walk outside, like, wow, this is really what Heather felt like, right? Like out there, abandoned, freezing, pneumonia-inducing weather, and Sonia inside just getting glammed. That's how I feel. I had to go outside to meet a DoorDash earlier, and I was like, I would have rather starved than come out here to do this, So, sorry, I got distracted. We're going to start off talking about Stacey. And look, it's Stacey's second season. If you haven't seen her on Potomac, then I don't want to say click out because I want you to stay with me, but you have homework to do. So you're going to need to go back and watch last season first. And I'll be honest. So last season, especially at the reunion and the way that like they were coming for her and potentially exposing or questioning things that could potentially be lies or, fabrications on Stacey's part, I was a little worried that maybe Stacey had stepped into an arena that, yes, offers up really, really wonderful rewards and has a lot of pros if it goes right. But I was like, oh man, like she is a, like veteran TV host. She'd been on QVC for years. And I feel like live selling is not easy. So it was, at first I was like, gosh, maybe I hope she didn't mess anything up by stepping into a realm of television and entertainment that maybe isn't for her, because I felt like, oh my gosh, she's just trying to protect herself, and now they're catching her in all these lies. Let me just say this. I don't care if she's never told a truth one. I don't care if everything that has ever come out of her mouth, along with the alleged hot breath, is a lie. I don't care, because Stacey is everything that a real housewife should be. And I was talking about this with friends last night, and I honestly feel like Stacey might be one of, if not the best casting find on Bravo's part in recent memory. She brings like everything that we need as Housewives fans. She's got a little bit, number one, she's stunning. So all of her scenes, I'm just like, dear God. And then she does have a little bit, that denial, a sprinkle of like, delusion, because all good housewives have to have a little bit of delusion. And she's got story too. Like she's successful. She's got a family. She, came on willing to talk about relationships, be the romantic ones, be it if they were allegedly contracted or not. And I just feel like she's consistently herself. Like when they press her for things, when they question her on things, when they try to call her out on lies for things, it is actually admirable how Stacey is able to deliver an answer that quite literally does not really provide clarity to what she's being questioned about, but the way in which she says it and the words that she decides to use and the passion with which she says it, it's like, cool, I'm sold. And I'm gonna give you an example. If you were on my Instagram this weekend, someone, God bless the soul, that found this video on, I guess it was YouTube, I don't know, of Stacey back on QVC years ago. I'm guessing it was the holiday times because she was selling this like Christmas-esque sweater. And it's a blue sweater and there's a camel on it, right? And let me tell you what, it might look like a camel sweater, but it is so much more than that. It is It almost it is the nativity scene is kind of what it's representing. And Stacey sold that damn sweater. I wanted like the sweater could have been $50,000. I would have been like, I want to take out a loan to pay for it. I will move mountains to buy this sweater. It was an ugly ass sweater, but she made me want to buy it. And seeing that video and the way in which she sold it, I mean, there was not the way that she talked about that sweater and was talking to the viewers at home. You would have thought that was the only she had that sweater in every color 8 different times, and it was the only thing in her closet. It was the most beautiful, fantastic camel sweater that represented Christmas you could ever see. And y'all, she's so funny. Like when Ashley and Giselle have talked about, their discussions with with Stacey, and how she, like, it was Ashley, I think, impersonated her when she was talking to Giselle, and because I think it was that when Ashley was asking her about the alleged, fake relationship and stuff, and Ashley's reporting back to Giselle, and she goes, Ashley Darby, and kind of impersonates the way that Stacey was talking. And it's just, she really does have a way with like swaying how you're feeling or what the topic of the conversation, and really, but she brings it back to the question without really answering it, but it's like that was still somehow such a good answer, And I wish so bad I'd had the video here for y'all, but it is, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I searched everywhere on the internet that I could find for the camel sweater. I was like, I'm gonna wear it to BravoCon. It will look a hot mess on me, and I don't care, because in the words of Stacey, you know what it represents? It almost represents something that is to come, and that something is that miracle of baby Jesus. That's what she said. I was like, let me put my credit card information in. I want one. So if anybody out there is looking for a face of your brand to really move some product, baby, call Stacey. Also, she was on Watch What Happens Live, and again, just even more underscored and highlighted why I think she's just such a good housewife. She was just so good on there. You could tell she's having fun, which is important. She's enjoying the process. She looked incredible. She's quick. Like, she was able to throw out some good shady answers, and the real test, I guess, is that Andy really looked at her. He looked at her and then kind of looked at the camera. He's like, what did he say? I find you endlessly entertaining, or I could watch you forever. Something along those lines. And I was like, okay. It's not just me and the couple friends I was talking to. Like, there's something about Stacey that not just Potomac needed, I think that Bravo needed. And I really hope that Bravo does right by her and respects that working relationship as much as possible, just to, protect her and keep her around, because she's good stuff for sure. Also, I've said before, if I don't get to see her if I don't get to see Mary at BravoCon, that I'm going to die. I'm officially adding Stacey to that list. I need a picture with Mary. I need a picture with Stacey. And I'm really excited too. If you've been to BravoCon, you know how like everybody has different meet and greets scheduled and different events and all that stuff. And, sometimes you're passing by and you're like, oh, who's this line for? Or who are y'all waiting to meet? And I'm really excited just to see the demand for Mary and for Stacey, and Angie. I think that'll be another one. I'm really excited just to see the fans and the attendees really rally around and show their support through coming to engage with these people. And I think it's good for them to see the talent as well. But I would bet money that Mary's going to have the most insane lines all weekend, and I feel like Stacey will be a close second. We'll see. Also, on Watch What Happens Live, of course, they asked her about Wendy. And, it seems that Stacey and Wendy are really, really close, good friends. They seem they really care for each other. And she did say, I believe she said that she had seen Wendy last week or something. To me, that maybe alludes that they filmed a sit down. Maybe she went to Wendy's house. Fingers crossed. So she said that, and she also said too that it was something along the lines of, I can't wait for everyone to hear her story, or she can't wait for Wendy to share her story, something like that. And immediately I was like, because if you remember on Friday, I believe it was Friday, we talked about, that it's come out that Wendy is, I guess, requesting a separate trial or something. Again, Shane Simpson School of Law, from a separate trial from Eddie. So I think like he'll have attorneys, she'll have attorneys. I don't know how that works, but it immediately, led some people to start questioning and theorizing. Is she going to throw this on him? Is he going to take the blame for everything? Did he do everything? I don't know. Like, I mean, she was involved in emails, I'm pretty sure. But so hearing that, or seeing that, number one, and having those questions over the weekend kind of. And then on Sunday, Stacey drops that little, I can't wait for everyone to hear her story. I'm like, what story? Because the story was in the police report and I read it. It was very, very clear. So maybe Wendy does have something to say. Very curious. But also the thought of even the potential of like this being something that like Eddie takes the fall for, or, that just makes me so sad that if they end up going through that and then that having an impact on their marriage. Because despite all this and long before all this, I've always said I thought that Wendy and Eddie were one of the best couples on Bravo. Like, I feel like they just really had each other's back. They loved each other. They're young. They've been together for still like quite a long time. Like, they had a great family. I just really, I was surprised by this. So I would hate not only for something to go wrong in that, marriage relationship, but for the love of God, for it to be because of something like this, so I guess we'll see, all I know is that I hope that the sit down was filmed. If it was a sit down, fingers crossed. All right, everybody, going to be a little bit of a quick one today. I'm going to start to wrap up because, you know what, to be quite honest with you, yours truly has about 18 BravoCon things that I have to get handled today. So I will talk to y'all later. Love you always. Be sure, like I said, to subscribe so you get notified every time that I'm here. And I'll meet you back here on Wednesday for lots of stuff for gossip.